Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of MagicReview.com. Sorry about the glow behind me. That is because that light's been on for the last, this is my fifth DVD or fifth review shoot today, and I've had several takes on a lot of these, so I've been shooting for a couple of hours today. Anyway, so that light just gets hotter after a while, and now you can't even see my spam sign, dang it. Anyway, Rick Smith Jr. Velocity. This is Rick Smith Jr. is the card throwing champion for speed, distance, and accuracy. He is also a world record holder for throwing a playing card 216 feet and 4 inches at a top speed of 92 miles per hour. So what you're getting for 30 bucks is Rick Smith Jr. And he is a world record holder. Just ask him. He'll tell you all about it. Many times on this DVD. That aside, though, this product is awesome. This is I gave it 5 stars. Notice that it's a gem. Now, I was going to give it 4.5 stars, and typically when I don't give it a full 5-star rating, especially when it's pretty close, if I give it a 4 or 4.5, I always want to tell you why I didn't give it a full 5 stars. And so as I was thinking about that, I was thinking, okay, why didn't I give this 5 stars? And I got nothing. I couldn't come up with anything. So I thought, man, if I can't think of a reason not to give it 5 stars, I'm giving it 5 stars. So what you get on here is just a buttload of stuff. I mean, just tons of stuff. Before I forget, though, I want to tell you about my favorite moment of the DVD. He's talking about how to put this stuff into a show, like do an actual show that involves card throwing and stunts. I was surprised how much you could do and put it in your show. I think he does an entire show that's just all these kinds of things. But certainly he's got a good chunk of his show that is this. But he talks about he actually has an assistant that's his assistant, not a volunteer from the audience, but someone that's on his staff who holds a target. And he says that so one of the things he does is sort of a challenge thing with members of the audience where he is going to compete with them and throw cards. But he talks about he's going to have the spectator eventually hold the target, but I think he first has his assistant hold it or something like that. But he says, I have to be very careful because, you know, I don't want to cut your hand off or cut your thumb off. And then he throws the card. Now, the assistant is holding it. This is his paid assistant, not the volunteer. But he throws the card, and he does this on the video, and it blew my mind. He throws it, and he hits right there. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, I think it was even touching the thumb. It was so close. I mean, it was unbelievable. Blew me away. And he repeated that on more than one occasion, so it wasn't like he got lucky. The guy's got serious accuracy and distance and speed. Very, very, very good. Anyway, if you're into card throwing, I'm not hugely into it. I've done it over the years. My brother and I used to do it. We'd fling. We used to have these sort of credit card looking things that were fake. You could buy like a Batman credit card and stuff at the store back when I was a kid. We had those and we'd fling them at each other. My brother ducked one time and the card actually stuck in the wall behind him, so we quit doing that. But we used to throw playing cards at the ceiling fan, and they would stick in the ceiling fan sometimes, and they would vanish. It would be cool because the fan's spinning and you fling it and the card would just vanish into the fan. So I've done it a little bit. I never thought of putting it into a show until I watched this DVD, and I'm actually considering it now. He shows you how to cut a celery stick with a playing card, throw it and slice the celery, a carrot, how to stick it in bigger fruits like watermelons and stuff like that. He has a great one where you're holding up, the audience member's holding a peeled banana. He throws the card at it, and it goes through the banana, and then he walks over to the banana and goes, and then the banana falls over. Freaking cool, man. Anyway, so all that stuff is sort of quote effect, even though there's really not an effect being taught on here. And so I can't entirely judge this by just how cool all the stuff looks, because you might think it all looks stupid. What I will tell you is this: if you like those ideas, this DVD will teach you how to do them. He has a different grip than what I learned when I was younger, and I think I was using the Herman grip. Can't remember. I don't remember what I should have looked that up. Sorry. Anyway, he teaches 3 different grips, but one of the grips he teaches is his own grip, I'm assuming that because he's calling it the RSJ grip. It's Ricky Smith Jr., which I'm not going to show you the grip because it is a little different and unique. But with that grip, you are able to get better accuracy and better distance and better speed, all three things. And I tested it. I just went in my hallway out here a few minutes ago, and I was able to fling cards all the way into my living room with pretty good accuracy just from trying it the few times I did. Now, I imagine if I put in the practice time that I would have better accuracy and even better distance. But as it was, there was a wall there, and I hit a wall. But it's the entire length of my hallway and the entire length of my living room down here in the basement, which is pretty good. I'd say it's a good, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet easily, maybe more. It's pretty good distance, and it was pretty accurate. I mean, I was within this far of what I was trying to hit, and so that for me, I've never been that accurate with these things, or that fast or that hard. The only reason the one stuck in my wall behind my brother was because it was a credit card. It wasn't a playing card. Anyway, so the other cool thing about this DVD is he has his friend on there. It's Jason something or other. I can't remember his last name. But Jason is learning to throw cards. He's intermediate level maybe, and he had a few questions and some things he was having a hard time with. And Rick Smith Jr. was able to show him on the spot how to fix the problems he was having, and you saw an improvement right there on the video. I thought that was really cool. They used high speed cameras to show some shots of him throwing the cards, so you can get a good feel for the accuracy and the movement of the body. Now, he is actually a pitcher. I think he pitched in college, and so you watch him throw. You watch the trailer. He looks like a pro pitcher throwing a baseball, but it's all throwing a playing card. So he put that posture together with his grip, and you get a very solid system for throwing playing cards. Now, on top of all that, throwing cards, sticking stuff, cutting stuff, all this stuff, you also get taught several sort of card flourish moves. Things like this is one I used to be able to do years ago, where you spring a card out of the deck like that. I don't know if you saw that. There, flew up out of the. But you're just springing it off the top of the deck. There. I've kind of lost my knack for that a little bit. He had some tips on there that did help improve it a little bit. I just need to practice it more. But there's things like that where they're not so much card throwing, but they're card flinging or whatever. Stuff where you might see in a manip act where you've got cards palmed and you're springing them out of your hands and that kind of stuff. What was funny was I'm watching it, and the first thing he teaches is that spring pop-out move, which I've always known that as Danny Corum's move called the leaper, but he credited somebody else in there, so I don't know which credit's correct. But I used to do that move all the time back in the day, and I kind of lost my knack for it. I couldn't even get them to spring. They would just flutter off the deck. Well, as soon as he brings it up, I'm like, oh, crap, I'm in deck. I'm going to try it. And I was able to start springing them again. And you heard them springing. I'm just losing my accuracy as to where they're going. But that's just going to take some practice. But then I'd put the cards up, and he'd go on to the next move. And I'd be like, oh, I remember wanting to learn that move a long time ago. Let me get the cards back out again. Then I'd put them up. I did that for literally every single move that he taught. I had this compulsion. I couldn't not pick up the deck. I had to get the deck and try out the moves, even if they're ones that I'd never wanted to do before. So he just inspires you to want to try to do them. Anyway, he's a good teacher. He knows his stuff. He is a world record holder for the things I mentioned. And he shows you everything you need to know to put this in your show, how to draw a crowd with it if you're doing, if you're trying to, maybe you're working on the streets or you're maybe even trade shows, you're trying to draw a crowd. He shows you how to get the audience involved, just all kinds of stuff. I couldn't even name it all. Bottom line, if you have even the slightest interest in learning anything about throwing playing cards, you cannot go wrong with this set, this DVD, I should say, just one DVD. You can't go wrong with this. That's the bottom line for that. So let's move on to the random iTunes song of the moment. Today we have, man, Ronnie Milsap is sneaking up on me every day here. This one's called Make No Mistake, She's Mine. Yes, Make No Mistake, She's Mine by Ronnie Milsap. Again, I grew up on classic country, so there's a lot of these guys in my my playlist. All right, guys, that's it. We got a 5-star product, Rick Smith Jr., and we got Ronnie Milsap. That's it for today, and I'm done filming. That's it. This is the next 5 days worth of videos. I'm done. So I'll see you guys on my next review. Peace and out.